Nightfall in Philadelphia on a beautiful 75-degree spring night. And we are set to re-rack what has been the most intense first-round series this NBA postseason. The Brooklyn Nets in a must-win scenario to keep their season alive. And the Sixers one win away from what would be their second straight trip to the Eastern Conference semis. Beast.
And that's on both sides of the ball. Off the top, one.
Greg so far in the series.
And as much of that is more about shot selection as it is his ability to make shots. I think he's been attacking far too much against 5 sets of eyes, and there's that offensive rebound. Making the right reads with their offense. They are missing cutters. Joe Harris, they are not, they don't think they utilize him enough in terms of trying to get him opportunities to avoid injury.
Simmons the drive and kick. Here comes Embiid. 6 of the Sixers points. Here comes Jimmy Butler.
Physical, and they have yet to be able to consistently make the adjustment.
Butler right over the top of Harris. From Embiid and Butler so far. Embiid looking for more. Dudley comes over to help. Didn't matter.
That I've seen.
Yeah, Roz, we asked him what he'd say to the team before the game. He said he was going to show them a video montage as Allen finally gets the Nets. But they're dealing with a totally different kind of beast here so far.
I tell you what, they may not ever see that video again. For tendencies and game plans, you have your opponent's complete focus right now. Nice find from Boban.
If they're going to have any chance in this kind of an environment.
Well, they do have to get better defensively right now. They're not putting up a ton of resistance. But the guy with no ball movement, no good. They don't have good spacing, and it just makes the game a lot harder against his defense.
Harris at a 3.
Going to a zone now just to try to disrupt the flow offensively of the Sixers.
Simmons, good look at it. Net floater goes down. And right now, Philly is gutting the Nets. This is LeVert on a 3. Greg, you have to think for the Sixers, watching Boston, watching Milwaukee make quick work of their opponents for the game, that won't go. You saw Russell on the Nets bench. He's 0 for 5 and scoreless till this point. It is to the rack. They are toying with the Nets. Hollis Jefferson, mid-range jumper goes. As we come up on the final 70 seconds of the quarter. LeVert around the screen. Simmons chasing. LeVert taking on Embiid. It's tapped up and in. As they are shooting 4 of 20. And is curling into the paint. Poked away, stolen by Graham. Off the floor. What a pass to Dinwiddie all by himself.
You're trying to avoid the block shot, and oftentimes it makes you just miss the shot when you get it off.
Simmons with 6 to shoot. Down the paint! Final 2 seconds. Here comes LeVert to the rack. And a tough look.
First of all, shot selection's got to improve. If that doesn't improve, it's going to be a long night. And then once, if we do get a good shot, we got to get back on defense. I think our transition defense. Thanks so much, Roz.
Guys.
All right, Roz, good stuff. What a season it's been for Kenny Atkinson and this staff just to get the Nets here tonight. And they're now just trying to weather the early storm. As it has been if you've just joined us. Nets shooting 7 of 24. That's a 29% clip. And they're getting thoroughly dominated. Embiid unleashed. This guy right here, Jimmy Butler in November from Minnesota. And then Tobias Harris, the ball handler on the Clippers right at the deadline. Harris has been leading.
I just get a sense they are growing in confidence and trust in one another.
Embiid from deep, got it!
Makes it that much more difficult. And I'm really, and I mean this, I'm so impressed. I'm far higher on Philly right now than I was coming in.
Since the first game of this series. Incredible. Led the league in three-point accuracy during the regular season. Marjanovic inside the sky. Getting the series as a starter for Kenny Atkinson. But right now, GA, just nothing seemed to go going right for the Nets. Look at Boban.
To get 3 feet from the basket, it is almost impossible to stop him when you're undersized, as this Nets roster, I should say, lineup is. Normally, I would call that a heat check. Because, Boban had made a couple layups, but confidence that he can knock that one down. There's a foul there. How about D'Angelo Russell?
He wasn't even finishing games. But what a player he's turned into for Brooklyn after that trade orchestrated by Magic Johnson of the Lakers as Jay. Scott trying to sneak behind the defense. As Philadelphia turns it over. This is Harris. That's his second three-point.
You know what happens, partner. Basketball is such a game of rhythm. Like, Ben Simmons was so good on him early that he never felt comfortable. As McConnell there with a great effort for the offensive rebound, and JJ.
It is now 1 for 9. Final 3:30 before halftime. And Embiid and LeVert waiting to check in. Redick coming back for more.
I always feel like when he gets 10, 11 field goal attempts in the game, their offense has a much better flow. They're not predictable and much more difficult to guard.
Harris, tough shot. Needle a piece, Greg, he's become for this team.
The other thing is his versatility. You know, he can play all the positions on that front line. He's a really good offensive rebounder defensively, and question, can they sustain the level of intensity defensively when they go to that bench?
Redick again.
Partner, like, you've got to come out and compete, and let's see where that takes us. Let's not give in. And early on here, not really.
Here, sixth season in Philadelphia. And so the roster turnover this year. And so the good news for them, they seem to be peaking at just the right time. And Greg, we touched on the big trades that their GM Elton Brand made this year. Jimmy Butler in November. As Simmons with a hard two-handed thump. That'll end an 8-0 run by the Sixers to begin the third quarter. Embiid. Dudley has been booed hard every time he's touched it. Boy, what a finish. Redick in the corner, now to Butler. As we cross the 9-minute mark. This is Tobias Harris on a corner three. That's good.
And willingness to share has been really impressive here tonight.
And underneath had to regather. It has just been a thoroughly dominant performance in every aspect.
17 attempts for the Nets tonight.
Embiid the cutter. Right at Allen. Nets team the shot in the arm they were hoping for. Here's D'Angelo Russell on a night that he would soon forget. As he goes glass for Clippers in Oakland to take on the Warriors. Here comes Jimmy Butler creating the space. And then missed a little chippy, but Marjanovic.
They were expecting it to go, and Boban able to get the rebound.
Shabazz Napier is checked into the game. That is Kudu. It is a right heel contusion, and he will not return. Well, I was able to confirm that for us. So they'll try to get him right as Kuduks. All you want if you're Kenny Atkinson and this Nets staff, just show some fight here down the stretch. It's been such a proud finish to the season for Brooklyn, but the Phillies just been too much.
They have, and to your point, try to win the half. You know, like really, you're not probably going to win this game.
And earned the 6th seed in the East. C.J. McConnell drives and kick. That's Ennis from deep. Here's Napier. Now to Carroll.
And that matchup with Toronto for this Sixers team, who I really feel like are a much improved team from when we saw them earlier in the year. Ennis able to get all the way. Concern is going to be obviously Mike Scott and how severe or significant that heel injury is as Carroll knocked down another triple.
Trust that we need each other to be successful. And of course, they're new to each other in some ways. So the trust grows, he said, in things like jokes on the bus or at dinners. And that so they're learning and marinating with each other. And this playoff series will help them down the road.
Well, some great points as Simmons runs the 2-on-1 here with Ennis. Grew up in Northport out on Long Island. Guy who's earned so much respect, banged around as in a season for the first time in 4 years.
And he has done an incredible job, to your point, when you factor in his Bolton knocked down that three. Headlining it, Kyrie Irving. My goodness.
Simmons wide open. Ending his season. This is a well-positioned team financially to make some big moves this summer. That is Napier. About the Eastern semis.
as complete a performance from this Sixers team. You think shot it well from three. The only thing they didn't do is get to the free throw line. Only took 7 free throw attempts, but when you're making shots, it's
Phoenix last summer, and Kenny Atkinson told us we didn't think he'd play much at all this season as Allen catches.
Thought he got fouled on that one and didn't get the call. Sixers, both teams are, I think, much improved from what we saw even over the course of the regular season. And I think that is going to be a Pascal Siakam. You look at both those teams. You talk about revamping their rosters from a season ago. That's had a lot of experience, right, to go along with the talent. Not necessarily the case with this group, but their back's a little bit against the wall after having lost that quarter.
There's Greg Monroe, who started game 3 of the series in the absence of Embiid. First time we've seen him. Hollis Jefferson, now to Napier. Underneath, and that's Rondé Hollis Jefferson. For the best mark in the East, they finished 34-22 over those final 56 games. Monroe, pretty spin, they'll give him the basket. Here comes Napier, turn in the corner, and Hollis Jefferson again.
Man, we're not seeing a lot of highlights at this point right now, unfortunately for Brooklyn.
Had to be a pretty cool experience today.
Yeah, it was
for
a lot
those
of fun.
who don't know, Greg's son Cole, some publications #2 prospects in the country. Others have him
To be able to share with him, he's worked extremely hard and, you know, really a thorough process, and came away with feeling great about his.
And the rebound cleared by Monroe. Bolden poked away, Pinson the steal. Napier. And then Hollis Jefferson at the head of the
And all those guys, and obviously the great Celtics teams, they could just not get over the hump and beat the Celtics. They're going to have another opportunity this season. Incredible.
Talk about
My
a franchise
goodness.
whose arrow is trending upwards. It's a great time to be a sports fan in Milwaukee.
Don't get them for free now. That's you still may get another opportunity, though.
We may need another kind of beverage.
Yes.
Bolden turning back Gudux as the officials trying to keep him, and now look out. Gudux and Bolden got tangled up, and boy, you hate to see this.
Yeah.
They couldn't untangle from each other as Gudux kind of flailed his arms and he caught Bolden, it looked like on the lip. Then Greg Monroe stepped in as both coaching staffs quickly try to restrain their players and keep this thing from getting ugly.
And for Greg Monroe, you got to be smart.
Off the bench, but it will only be a footnote on a night in which the Sixers just flex their muscle right from the start.
A second round, as we've seen in this Eastern Conference this millennium.
Greg, I think the basketball gods are going to be kind to us. The Philadelphia 76ers headed to the Eastern Conference semis for a second straight year. First time they've done it in nearly 20 years. As they are moving on to take on Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors.